Hello, 4th graders. This is Ms. Chung.
And Mrs. G, and we're going to be going over Unit 6 Study Guide Review.
And it's about fractions, concepts, and operations. Okay, boys and girls. On problem 7, we are going to choose the operations that makes the equation true. So we have to look at the answers first. Okay, so we could work out each of the operations out in order to find out if it's true. Okay, I'm working out the addition first, and okay, boys and girls, I know that the answer is smaller than the whole number, so I know it is not the addition, so I'm going to cross that out. So now we are going to solve the subtraction, so I'm going to make it into a working problem. So it'll be 5 minus 1/2. We know that 1 cannot go into anything, so we need to borrow. So we know that the denominator is 2, and since we're borrowing, we're going to add the 2 for the numerator, and we're going to solve it. So 2 minus 1 is 1 over 2, and then 4 minus 0 is 4. So that's too big for the answer. So I know that I'm going to cross out subtraction. So we're going to move on to the next operation, which is multiplication, and solve it out. So I'm going to go down here, work into a working problem. So 5 times 1/2 equals, so since I know that for multiplication, I am going to multiply the whole number into the numerator. So I get 5 times 1 is 5 over the denominator, which is 2. Since I could simplify this, I can divide 5 divided by 2. So 5 divided by 2. So 2 times what equals 2 close to 5, which is 2. 5 minus 4 is 1. So your remainder is 1. So your answer is 2. So 2, and your remainder is 1 over 2, because we know the denominator is 2. So your correct operation is 5 multiply 1/2. So it will equal to 2 and 1/2.
Now 7b. We're going to try to work this problem out, and we're going to first look at the answer, and I'm noticing that it's larger than our whole number. So I know that we can cross out subtraction. We're going to go ahead and cross out subtraction. Now we are going to work the first operation, which is addition. We're going to have our 8 plus 1 2/5. 8 plus 1 is 9, and we bring down the 2 and the 5, making it 9 2/5. And that is our answer. So with our answer being 9 2/5, and the same answer being on the equation, we now know that the correct operation is addition because the answers are the same.
Okay, now let's look at 7c. So the answer is smaller than the whole number. So of course we know that. So we know it can't be addition. So let's work out multiplication. So let's put this into working form. So 7 multiply 3 over 10 equals, So we're going to multiply the whole number into the numerator, which is 21 over 10. So we know that 21 can be divided by 10. So let's work that out. So 21 divided by 10 times what is close to 21? And that would be 2. So 10 times 2 is 20. So you're going to minus that. The remainder is 1. So the answer is 2, 1 over 10. So that one does not equal to the answer. Now let's try out the last operation. Okay, so 7, let's put into a working problem. So 7 minus 3/10. Okay, since there is no fraction with the 7, so I'm going to ungroup the 7. So I could get a fraction. So I know that the denominator would be the same, which is 10, and whatever I do to the denominator, I do the same to the numerator. So let's work this out. So 10 minus 3 is 7 over 10, and 6 minus 0 is 6. So that is the same as the answer. So the answer would be 7 minus 3 over 10 equals to 6 7/10.
Now let's take a look at 7D. Let's first take a look at our answer. I can see that 2 1/4 is smaller than 9. So with that knowledge, I know our operation will not be addition. Now let's work the subtraction operation. Let's turn this 9 whole number into a mixed fraction. So we now have 9 equal to 8 4/4. And we're going to subtract that by 1/4. 4 take away 1 is 3 over 4. And 8 take away 0 will give us 8. Now this answer is not the same as this, so we know that subtraction is not the operation. Now let's move on to multiplication. 9 times 1/4 is equal to 9 times 1 gives us 9 over 4. Now we can simplify this improper fraction by division. So we're going to divide 9 by 4, and 4 times what number would give us a number closest to 9? And that would be 2. 4 times 2 is 8, and we're going to subtract. 9 take away 8 would give us a remainder of 1. So our answer would be 2 and 1 over 4. Now our answers are the same as the equation, and our operation would be multiplication. Now let's move on to problem number 12. On Monday, Aaron measures 3/4 inch of snow. It snows some more. Now there are 3 1/4 inches of snow. How many more inches of snow fell? So we have 3 1/4. That is our total. And the first number of snow that landed was 3/4. And we want to know how many more inches of snow fell. Now, part A is asking us to draw a model to solve the problem. I'm going to start with drawing the total number that we have, 3 1/4 inches. In this model, we have 1, 2, 3, and 1/4. We know that on Monday, 3/4 of an inch landed. In this model, we know we still have 1 and 2 holes, and our remaining would be 1, 2 over 4. And this would be the additional snow that landed since Monday.
Okay, let's move on to part B. From part A, we know that on Monday there are 3 1/4 inches of snow. Excuse me. Then part B, it stated on Tuesday it snowed an additional 2 2/4 inches. So they want to know how many total of inches of snow fell on Monday and Tuesday. So we already know that an additional means addition. And then we know that Tuesday there were 2 2/4 inches of snow fell. So let's put this into a working problem. 3 1/4 plus 2 2 1/4 equals. So that's, since we know that the denominator is 4, let's bring that down. So let's do 1 plus 2 equals to 3. And for the whole number, it will be 3 plus 2 is 5. So the total of inches that fell on Monday and Tuesday is 5 3/4.
Moving on to number 15. The line plot shows the lengths of trails Andrea hiked last month at the state park. Andrea hiked 3 miles last week. She could have hiked 2 1.5-mile trails. Now, let's select other combinations of trails she could have hiked. Now for part A, we have 2 1 1/8 fractions adding 2 5/8 fractions. Now let's work this problem out. We're going to add the numerators. 1 plus 1 plus 5 plus 5, which would give us 12 over 8. Now adding our whole numbers, 1 plus 1 will give us 2. Now we can simplify our improper fraction to 12 being divided by 8, and 8 will go into 12 one time. 8 times 1 will give us 8. Now we're going to subtract. 12 minus 8 will give us 4. So now our fraction will look like this. 2 plus 1 and 4/8, which will equal to 3 4/8, which is not equal to 3 miles. So combination A will not work.
So on option B, we have 2 7/8. So let's write 2 of them out. And then we have 2 of 5/8. And we are going to add these fraction up. So we're going to add all the numerators all together. So 7 plus 7 plus 5 plus 5 will equal to 24 over 8. To simplify 24 over 8, you are going to divide. So 24 divided by 8, so 8 times what equals to 24? And I know that it is 3. So 8 times 3 is 24. So 24 minus 24 is 0. So our answer is 3. So now I look back to the statement. My answer is the same as the statement. So our answer is B, because the two combination of trails she could have hiked is 2 7/8 miles and 2 5/8 miles equals to 3 miles. Thank you for listening.